Right, hello, welcome back to the YouTube. It's 6:45 AM. I'm wandering the streets of Italy. I've just chugged a load of pre-workout and now I'm in a race against the clock to find a bike, cycle half an hour down main roads to the gym and start training before the pre-workout hits. It's like a jackass stunt, this. My face is already tingling because I had to get my cameras and stuff and didn't think that part through. But no, we're in Rimini still, obviously, if you watched the last video. Here for the expo. This morning is Sunday, so the majority of my expo commitments are done. So I'm going to train this morning. Shout out to Hop Gym, the gym we're going to. It's a very cool gym. I've trained there already this week. They're opening early for me, so I can get in and train before it gets either too busy or also too hot. But we've also got some commitments later in the day that I need to get to, so my only opportunity to train was very early this morning. I need a line bike, and if we look at the app right now, there's absolutely nothing near me. That's a concern. I've been done in. The nearest one's like a 15-minute walk. That has never happened. What's that about? Oh no, bear with me. I've had a nightmare here. Right, I've reserved the bike. It's 10 minutes away. I'm going to be off my nut before I even get to the bike. I'm training fasted as well this morning because it's so early. I did have a massive carbonara last night, which was very nice. So I don't think I'm exactly going to be flat. I've just made sure to hydrate, so I've got up at 5 and I'm about 2 and a bit litres of water through already, which is good just because it is very warm. I sweat a lot, so it's pretty important to get water in before you go and train, otherwise you won't get a pump. So if you are struggling to get a pump, especially in the summer, it's probably not as a result of carbs. You fat fuck, eat less. Don't eat less, but probably not carbs, mate. It's probably either your water or your sodium. So I've done 2.5 grams of salt in my pre-workout drink and I'm 2 litres deep. And that means we're gonna get a good workout in. It doesn't, it means we're gonna get a great cycle. My quad's gonna be really pumped. And then by the time I get to the gym, I'm gonna be, flat as fuck. I've not got the right camera rig with me to be able to film my cycle in full force, unfortunately. I do have my rucksack on, if you can see. It's slightly risky cycling with that because I'm currently carrying about 7 grams worth of camera equipment so I can film my gym session. So if I come off, sure, I may fuck myself up, but my poor camera equipment, that's definitely not insured, so that's gonna go well. So basically, I'm just going to choose not to crash. That is my plan. I'm literally just going to make the choice of a car can't legally hit me without my permission. So I'll just remind it of that before it tries to, and then I should be good to go. I don't know where I'm being taken here. I've got to go under some bridge. It's quite scenic. Quickly, for those who don't know, Rimini, where we are, is basically the Magaluf of it. Magaluf, I don't know how you say it. It's basically the Shagaloof of Italy is what we've learned. It's a bit of a party beach town. So obviously I fit in great here. This is just my vibe. Going to bed at 8 PM and then getting up at 5 in the morning to hunt for a line bike whilst everybody else is asleep, hungover. At least the roads will be quiet. But that is probably why there is no line bikes near me, because I'm staying by the beach basically. So everybody's been at the beach late, got on the bikes to ride home, and so now all the bikes are just miles away basically, which is frustrating because my face hurts from Crank Pump Pro. If you've not had it, get on it, it's unbelievable. A bike's about to ride past me and rub it in at speed as well, fuming. Look at the pace, so quick, so jealous. Just want a bike, mate. This isn't as scenic now. This is more less beach and sun and more give me a fucking wallet, mate. Right. Christ, this is a hairline check. We've made it on the bike. Going through the streets of Italy down on one-way roads. I've got sunglasses on, not because it's too sunny. One, because partly I don't want to be recognised because this is embarrassing. I think riding the bike to the gym is just a bit like, mate, it's 2026, just get in a car. But also, mainly, just because flies, there's a lot of flies and like mosquitoes, and when you're riding at the pace I ride at, obviously I'm pretty rapid, you do end up getting a fly to the eyeball, and that's a bit of a health hazard, so we're avoiding that. Luckily I've been training for this for the last 18 weeks, 20 weeks, probably more than that now. I wasn't doing bike for my cardio choice for prep for fat loss. It was actually purely ready for this moment so I can get to the gym in good time before the pre-workout hits. But it's definitely already hit. Oh, I've just missed my turn. I made it. Unbelievable maneuverability there from me. This is meant to be a gym vlog, and the whole time I'm just like, we've got 10 minutes of me finding a bike and riding a bike so far. But yeah, we're 11 minutes away now. It's going well. My knees hurt, my arse hurts, and there's a speed bump. Oh shit. Fucking hell. Right, we're in the gym, Hop Gym. It's a very cool facility. We have back on the cars today. Obviously, like in Europe, you get loads of these gyms that are like smaller just because of limited space, but they have such cool vibes, atmosphere, aesthetics. Very similar to like Trainingslager and some of those gyms in Cologne that I've trained at. Just like back alley, old school, but new equipment, but like old school feel. So I'm a big fan. It's a lot of panetta. Obviously, we're in Italy. I'm a big fan of panetta nowadays. I used to not be the biggest fan of some of the pieces I've tried, but now I've had a chance to use a lot more of their pieces. I actually am vastly impressed by the majority. I think panetta's, a lot of people talk badly by it because it is very expensive, or more expensive than some brands. But you get what you pay for. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I like a lot more of their pieces than I don't like, if that makes sense. So we've got pull today. There's even pieces here that I've not used yet, some pull downs. They've got the chain driven, really old school bicep curl that I'm very excited to try, so we're gonna get on that. I may do a little bit of quad as well, just purely because they've got the old school leg extension that I want to use. So we'll see how we go and how we're doing for time, but we'll do some light pullovers here. I may then try the machine pullover, but I'll probably save that for later in the workout. So yeah, not really got a plan going into this. I'm just gonna train. So we'll do a pull through just to warm up, get some blood in the lats, superset with a pull down, straight warm up, and then I'll probably go into a bit of a neutral grip, overhead pull down to start off. So lats first as always. First time on the Panetta multi-station. Very, very smooth. Arguably better than the Atlantis, which is a big statement. Right, do neutral grip pull down on this to start with, rather than the free weight, lat pull down. It does converge this, it is very nice. I've not used the pin loaded version of this before. Use the plate loaded Ultra Flex. Very similar, like normally do this wide grip and it feels great. But I'm gonna do neutral grip to start here, and then go probably into a horizontal row or upper back row, and I may come back later and do pull over superset with a frontal plane pull down and see how we go there, because it feels great. So want to use everything as much as possible. But I think I'm gonna do like 1 or 2 sets bent over row on the Smith, just free weight, just move some blood into the back and see. But it won't be anything heavy because we are traveling and I don't want to injure myself, because that would not go well. The only thing is, it might be a little bit light, but you get a really nice stretch on it, and then it squeezes in so nice to the lats that That feels unbelievable. I'll do one more warm up and then we'll see for the top set how heavy we go. But I care more about connection here than I do shifting a load of weight. So we are currently week 6 or 7, one of the two, of the health phase. So to be honest, strength and training has been absolutely fine. The thing that is suffering the most is just my recovery. And I don't think it helps with all the travel, inconsistent sleep patterns, changing time zones so frequently. That's all played a part for my recovery as well. So looking forward to getting back and being settled. But right now, training's been absolutely fine, weirdly. Pumps are still great. I think obviously we've stayed so lean and responsive that it's just the recovery that's suffering from being into week 7 of the health phase, but it is necessary. So one more warm up and we'll get the working sets going. Right, we're on the Smith machine. Again, the Panatta Smith is heavy, but it's smooth. I also like the fact that you can just unrack it, twist it, and it'll just stay unracked. So you don't need to band it or anything to keep the rack off from catching. But yeah, it's heavy. So 2 plates probably will be the set at most here. So I'm gonna see how 1 plate feels. We're on a box because the only negative thing is the Smith doesn't go all the way to the floor. It obviously stops at what would be effectively knee height normally, which for a bent over row, not great. So just gonna raise ourselves up using a nice little box so that we can still get full depth and actually do a bent over row and not a shrug, unlike most people. Yeah, very nice. Maybe 2.5, felt pretty smooth. Alright, second set. Did a 2.5 for a decent set. So it's 2 plates to back off, so knock off 5 aside. I'll get this going. But such a smooth machine, feels great. So happy days. And then they've got the super low row, which is fantastic. Single arm for lats. I've used that before, so we'll do some single arm horizontal lat bias work after this. And then I'll do the pullover machine in superset into the lat pull down, rear delts and biceps. Sounds like there's not a lot left. It'll take me a while. Felt very good, heavy, and no belt, so with all the travel and the rock solid beds. My back is feeling it, but my back is so full right now, feels great. Gonna do 2 sets, single arm now, horizontal, lat bias. This machine, if you position yourself right, it's so nice. Just tucking in, forcing your elbow like into your pocket rather than just pulling up a back. You can really drive it into your lat and get a good squeeze. So, big advocate of this. So we'll do 2 sets, potentially 3. It just depends how long it takes me to get through the 2 sets first, because hot weather, longer rest times. For intra, we've got 1.5 litres of cold water and then a 500ml Powerade, because electrolytes and a little bit of carbs. Intra's back in now. Carbs, I've got 25 grams of carbs intra, so a Powerade's close enough, whilst I'm travelling and don't have actual cyclodextrin with me this time. So running that and the electrolytes are welcome, but certainly not enough. I need more for the amount of sweat. Pullover. I think pullover machines are very hit and miss. They're either great or unusable in my experience. I think a lot of it depends how wide you are and then your shoulder mobility and health ultimately. This one doesn't feel too bad. I quite like it, so just make sure to try and keep my chest up. The only thing with this one, the actual biomechanics of it work. The resistance profile for me is a little bit heavy in the short. Drops off nicely so you can get a nice deep stretch without tearing your rotator cuff or lat. But as you try to pull in, you just can't get that final squeeze, I find, with enough of a load. Because the resistance profile ramps up a little bit too much for my personal liking. But overall, it's still very nice. It does have a seatbelt built in as well. I'm just not sure I'm quite at working weight, but we'll buckle up for safety purposes. Turns out that was working weight, most definitely. All right. Oh, let me out. Superset it into the pull down that's behind it, you can't see, but. If you can see that pull down is honestly the smoothest thing I've ever used. Rear delts, literally one set of rear delts, and then 2 sets of biceps, and then that is the session. Very, very good. I want a private gym so bad, like, because obviously he's opened early for me, so it's just me in here, and it's just so, like, therapeutic and, what's the word? What do monks do? Spiritual. Spiritual the right word? No. Therapeutic, meditative. I don't fucking know. It feels nice. It's fun. It's relaxing, just in your own little bubble, and you can just yeah. I'm not home enough to get a private gym. That's what I thought about. So I've looked into it, done the totals. It's like, could definitely do it, but then I'm leasing a building for however many thousands a month, and like the last 2 months I've not been in the country, so then I would have spent like best part of 10 grand on a unit that's not being used, which just seems a little bit of a bad spend of money. So that's why I've not done it yet. And like, yeah, I know I could open it up and people could train and that'd offset the costs and stuff, but then I've got to actually run it like a gym, and that's a lot of admin, and I don't like people enough. So I'd need a bigger space. I'd love to, but it's just finding the time to be able to do that sort of thing. So I think initially it'd be private gym. Long term, definitely public gym. That's like the dream long term, but that's a passion project. So we've got business to handle first, as in be less of a shit bodybuilder first. That is very nice, but very heavy. Oh my god. Right, biceps for this chain-driven masterpiece. Chain-driven Panetta. I think the chain-driven stuff is homage to the original Ray Panetta drawings for equipment, I believe. So it's like the old school, hence the chains. Very 80s, 90s, Dorian Yates-esque. But if anybody's ever trained on chain-driven equipment, if it is well maintained, which is the key factor, if it's well maintained, chain-driven stuff, it feels so much better than cables. And I can't explain why, it just does. However, if the cable's not maintained, if the chain's not maintained, it's oily, greasy, whatever, then it's horrendous. Luckily, this is well maintained, obviously, and new, basically, because it's Panetta's remake of the old stuff. Most companies nowadays don't, well, I don't think any others do chain-driven stuff, because obviously it's more expensive, weighs more to ship, and cables are so easily replaceable. If a chain breaks, I assume it is slightly harder, but it's also less likely to break. So, you know, ups and downs. I'm pretty sure this angle is horrific, but it's very hard to film this without you just seeing my back during a bicep curl. Interesting thing about this, the elbow support is completely horizontal. Most are like a preacher curl type for bicep machines where you're sort of angled down. This is completely flat, which the contraction is nicer because it kind of drops off a little bit more as you come over that arc, but it's also, you get the most brutal stretch on your bicep. If you're not careful, it could be snap city, but as long as you're careful, it is fantastic. So Another thing about the horizontal pad that I find with a preacher, a lot of people end up lifting their shoulders if they're trying to curl when struggling. With this, you can't do that, because if you lift your shoulder, it kind of makes it harder. So it forces you to drive your elbow down and actually push through your bicep, or pull through your bicep, and keeping that shoulder girdle and everything just depressed, and like actually pull through your bicep. So it kind of forces you to do it right, even if you don't want to, which is a very nice change up from a lot of bicep machines. Right, session wrapped. It's now 20 to 9. I've got to cycle back through the streets, get some post-workout, and head on to the expo. Everybody who came through on said hello on the first day and the second day, I massively appreciate you. Like, I was pretty surprised at the queue I had, considering this is an expo in, not in the middle of nowhere, but in a pretty rural place in Italy. Like, it's a big expo, but still, it was pretty cool. So thank you to everybody who came through. It was great to see so many of you. And excited for the next one. I don't know when the next one is, but I'm excited for it whenever it is. We do have, I thought I had a bit of a break from travel. It's now looking like I'm away again, sort of mid-July, for a very cool trip that I'm excited for. Plenty of content to come from that, as I said in, well, the video I filmed yesterday, but probably last week's video was, I am sat on 5 pieces of content from America that I need to edit and get out. Plus I'm going to keep these vlogs going, sort of this style of vlog, when I get back to the UK for the off season. So there's a lot of content to come. So look forward to it. Like and subscribe so you don't miss it. Once again, massive thank you to the owner of Hop Gym for opening up this facility for me this morning. It's very cool. As I said, like, as you've seen, I've had a great time. I've honestly not filmed as much as I probably should have because I was just enjoying training. So I am severely dehydrated. I am going to go and rehydrate now. I just feel like I've got heat stroke, like I'm going to throw up, which is great. But yeah, it's been good. If you are in Rimini, this is the place to train. I genuinely don't know of any other gym here, but this is actually a very good gym to train at. So yeah, credit to Hop Gym. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.